Good morning, folks. Welcome to my YouTube channel. How you doing this morning, folks? It's good to see you back in here on the channel again. And we're going to get in here today and we're going to talk about trauma bond by the narcissist. And what that is, folks, my theory is because I've been in abuse before. It is where you get addicted to the ways of the narcissist and you don't know anything else, because the narcissist has your mind programmed to think that everything's normal with you, and that your relationship is normal together. And he convinces you of that because he programs your mind into thinking that you can't do anything without the narcissist, because we all know that the narcissist thinks that he knows it all anyway, so he convinces you that you can't make it outside of that relationship with him. And a lot of times a person that's drawn into the pattern with the narcissist, it probably is a good idea for them to seek a therapist, because a healthy relationship wouldn't look normal to you because you've been so used to the ways of the narcissist that you are not able to understand a healthy relationship. And it's because the narcissist has a slick way of talking you into that pattern with him. And that's my theory on the trauma bond by the narcissist, folks. And also because the narcissist moves around the pattern wheel. When it comes to the honeymoon stage, it gets you addicted to the ideal that one day he's going to go back to the honeymoon stage and make you feel like that he's going to change and things like that, folks. But that usually doesn't last very long with the narcissist. And he will treat you good for maybe a short time and make you think that he's changing and stuff like that, folks, and shower you with gifts and things like that and draw you back in. And act that way for maybe 3 weeks to a month, and then go right back to the violent stage like they always do, folks. And that's what causes the trauma bond, because some of you may really be in love with the narcissist and you try to make the relationship work, but it's not going to work, folks, because the narcissist is not truly going to change. And they trick you into feeling like they are going to change, folks. And that's what that is. And I'm just telling you in a simple way of how my theory goes with the trauma bond, folks. And that's just the way they are, folks. They never change. The only one that could change a narcissist would be God. And a lot of times the narcissist doesn't, get involved with things like that because they don't step outside the box of that, folks, and give God a chance to change them. So they hurt people that's around them and stuff, And so then as time goes on, you become so addicted to the narcissist that by the time it does come time for you to maybe you decided that you've had enough and you're gonna get out of the relationship, well, you start missing the narcissist after you have broken up with them and stuff, folks. But really, trauma bond is not love, folks. That's just where the narcissist convinces you that you can't make it without them, and that you won't be able to do for yourself and things like that, folks. And that's what that is. And lot of times, I think that when you think that you're in love with the narcissist, you're really in love with the mask, because um, you love him until the mask slips, folks, and that's what that is. But yeah, a lot of women, when they're trying to heal from abuse, That's why they have to get therapy and to help them through the trauma bond, because they're convinced in their minds that they're in love with the narcissist. But like I said, trauma bond is not love. So, the narcissist, when he's in his rage stage of the pattern, he will cut you down and intimidate you and make you feel real low and stuff like that, folks. And that's how they keep you in the trauma bond of the relationship, and making you think things that you really and truly don't feel. Just sort of messing with your mind, folks. Because you've heard of people that can mess with your mind on different things. Well, that's what the narcissist does with you when you're in the relationship with them. And that's the best way that I can explain trauma bond. But it's good to be back in here, folks, and I hope you guys are still enjoying these videos. Uh, and having a good day and a blessed day too, folks. You can heal from trauma bond, folks. It just takes a while. It takes a while for you to start working on yourself, and realize that you wasn't really in love with the narcissist. You was just in love with the pattern, so to speak. And you have to convince yourself every day that what the narcissist said to you is not true. And you have to do that on a daily basis, folks, to get yourself out of that slump where you've been in the narcissistic relationship. And you will heal, folks. Because there's a lot of us survivors out here that we have been in that situation, and we have been able to conquer those feelings. And then once you get on the other side of that trauma bond, folks, you realize that you really wasn't in love with the narcissists themselves. You were in love with the fact that you were in the pattern with them. And you realize that you was drawn up into a web of violence. And then you start to realize that it really wasn't true love. And you see other healthy people out here, and how good the husband treats their wife and stuff, folks. And then you start realizing that things are going back to normal because you left your narcissist. But the longer you stay in the narcissistic relationship, folks, the worse this trauma bond gets. And the longer it will take your mind to heal from it. And sometimes it takes women a few years to get over that, folks. But I wanted to get in here and talk a little bit about the trauma bond, folks. My husband went down to his daughter's grave, and they're going to do some mowing and things like that, him and his friends. And this guy his cousin had told him that he was going to give him a concrete dog And he's going to take the concrete dog down and put him down there by the pond like the other statues and stuff. And that'll be down close to where our dogs' graves are. You know, we got a grave, tombstones down there for our dog. It's one tombstone. We got Saber on one side and Buddy on the other. But he's been getting statues and putting them down there by the pond. We got a deer and a turtle and a goose. And now he's getting a dog because me and my husband are real big time animal lovers. And so we always wind up getting statues of little dogs and stuff. And my husband's also collecting animals that look a lot like our dogs and cats and stuff too, folks. And he also wants me to fix him another strawberry cake like I fixed him the last time. He was wanting one real bad last night. But I have to go back to the store and get some more stuff. I don't know if I'll get to go today or not, but I was thinking about doing that, you know, and fixing another cake. And while I'm at the store, I'll probably go ahead and get me a couple little cake pans to fix the cakes in. Because I want to get me 2 cake mixes this time instead of one. And try making a double layer cake. I think double layer cakes are so pretty, folks. And I might wind up getting that one thing out that you put cakes in and put the lid on top. I've got one of them. Well, thank you for joining my YouTube channel, folks. You have a nice day and a blessed day, too. You got this, folks. You're awesome. Bye-bye.